He thinks of you but doesn't call you. Why? Carl Jung's truth might surprise you. Within the intricate and vast terrain of the human psyche, every relationship serves as a reflection. A mirror that doesn't only show us who we are, but often confronts us with the very aspects of ourselves we fear the most. There are connections that enter our lives and alter us deeply, without reason or warning. Encounters that touch something essential in us, only to disappear silently, like they were never real. And yet, they leave questions echoing in our minds. What happened? Why did they pull away? How can someone think of us, miss us, dream of us, and still not come closer? Carl Jung, with his profound understanding of the unconscious mind, offered us insight into such mysteries. Human behavior, he explained, is rarely driven by logic or conscious will alone. There are older instincts, hidden impulses, silent traumas that shape our choices without our awareness. So when someone feels something for you, yet keeps their distance, it's often not a matter of disinterest. It's an internal battle. They're not turning away from you. They're withdrawing from something inside themselves that your presence awakens. The unconscious isn't just a graveyard of memories. It's a reservoir of silenced fears, old wounds, unmet emotional needs. And these hidden forces can interfere with even the most genuine form of love. They can trigger avoidance, rejection, or silence without explanation. In this moment, pause, take a deep breath, and if you feel it in your heart, type the word, rebirth. Not as a trend, but as a symbolic gesture, a quiet vow to yourself. I am ready to stop holding on to those who do not choose me. I am ready to return to me. Because rebirth doesn't mean starting from scratch. It means beginning again, this time from your truth, seeing yourself through kinder eyes with more tenderness. And when you choose rebirth, you declare, I am ready to stand with myself. If you're feeling this message, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. This channel is a space for deep psychological insights and healing reflections. Don't miss what's coming next. Now imagine, what if you were never the problem? What if your closeness touched something too sensitive, too unhealed in the other person? It may have nothing to do with what you said or did. Perhaps your presence made their defenses crumble. Not everyone is prepared to be seen without a mask, to be emotionally vulnerable. Jung described the shadow as the disowned part of ourselves, the traits and wounds we push away, but that still influence our lives. Often, we project those denied parts onto others. You might have been the mirror that revealed to them a softness they were taught to fear, a need they weren't allowed to express, or a part of themselves they weren't ready to face. If love in their past was mixed with pain, your warmth may have felt dangerous, not because of who you are, but because of what it stirred in them. In those moments, distance doesn't mean there is no love. It's a form of emotional self-preservation. The heart may race at the thought of you, yet their mind says, stay away. Jung taught us that behavior is layered with symbolic meaning. People don't always leave because they stop caring. Often, they retreat when their feelings grow too intense. That's when psychological complexes, unresolved emotional patterns, take control. Fear doesn't always speak in words. Sometimes it shows up as withdrawal, confusion, or silence. Not because they don't love, but because they no longer know how to navigate what they're feeling. Many carry a deep sense of unworthiness. They don't believe they deserve the love that comes to them, so they push it away, even when they long for it. And so, when someone who once felt close now becomes distant, don't assume it's a reflection of your value. Their silence doesn't invalidate your experience or your capacity to love. Rather, it reveals the emotional complexity of the human soul. Your presence might have touched something too raw, too real, and not everyone is ready to bring light to their own shadow. Still, the most crucial reminder is this: you are still here, still whole, still worthy. Jung would suggest the most meaningful path isn't to chase the one who is left, but to recognize the battle that may be unfolding within them. And more importantly, to begin the work within yourself. Your light should shine, not to guide them back, but to illuminate your own path forward. Because real love doesn't grip or chase, it understands, It stands in its own power without needing to control. So when you feel their absence yet sense they still think of you, don't see it as rejection. See it as a mirror, a call to look deeper, not at them, but within you. Right there, where your longing meets their silence, is where true inner work begins. You may ask, why do I want them back so much? Is it about them? Or is it about something in me, still seeking to be chosen to feel worthy? This is the beginning of individuation, Jung's term for the journey of becoming whole, a process that doesn't depend on another's presence, but on our willingness to face the mirror they left behind. Because sometimes, silence is not abandonment. It's the soul's invitation to come home to ourselves. Authentic love arises not from need, but from self-awareness. When someone doesn't reach for you, even though they care, it speaks not to your inadequacy, but to their emotional stage. And here lies your choice. Do you keep waiting, or do you rise? Let me ask you, have you ever felt trapped in a connection that felt deep, yet incomplete? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Your experience might help someone else feel less alone. We often confuse desire with dependency, looking to others to complete us. But true self-worth doesn't come from being chosen. It comes from choosing ourselves. That's when everything begins to shift. Accepting someone's emotional absence, especially when feelings still linger, is painful, but not defeat. It's an act of freedom. When you stop trying to earn love from someone who can't hold it, you stop betraying your own heart. Because Jung reminded us, no true union can happen unless both souls have begun their inner journey. If they haven't faced their pain, their fear will inevitably be projected onto you. And you've probably felt this, the strange sense of carrying emotions that aren't even yours. In such relationships, your love becomes a mirror for their unhealed parts. And that's when love becomes overwhelming, for both. Emotional intimacy turns into emotional tension, and they pull away, not out of apathy, but from fear of losing themselves. But you cannot walk someone else's path. If they haven't done the work to meet their inner darkness, their fear will eventually eclipse the connection. And so, you're left with one of the most courageous choices of all, to let go, not from bitterness, but from self-respect. Distance hurts. Silence stings. But nothing is more painful than abandoning yourself in the name of love. Jung taught that the soul needs conflict to evolve. And sometimes that conflict is the ache of being left behind by someone who still feels for you. Yet even that ache can become transformative. It can become the fire that burns illusion and lights your inner path. So if you've ever loved someone who couldn't stay, or if you're now waiting for a return that doesn't come, stop, breathe, and turn inward. Because love isn't meant to rescue us. It's meant to reflect back to us who we are and who we are becoming. Jung said love is a psychic process, a journey toward integration, toward reclaiming the fragmented parts of ourselves. But this journey is not easy. Love exposes what's broken. It forces us to see not only beauty, but also our insecurities, our contradictions, our hidden pain. And not everyone is ready to see that reflection. Some run, some hide, others freeze. And here arises the question you must ask yourself, not with logic, but with honesty. Do I truly want to walk alongside someone who hasn't yet begun walking toward themselves? Because if they haven't met their own darkness, they will project it onto you. And you'll carry burdens that don't belong to you. You'll lose yourself trying to hold what they've never learned to hold. That's why mature love requires strength. The strength to release, to walk away. Not with resentment, but with clarity. You cannot awaken someone who refuses to see. And you cannot keep waiting in the same place while your soul is begging to grow. Letting go isn't forgetting. It's honoring your truth. Trusting that what is meant for you won't require suffering to keep. If someone cannot walk beside you, it's not because you're too much, but because they haven't yet learned how to walk with themselves. If this resonated with you, please give it a like, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more deep dives into the psychology of love, healing, and individuation. Jung believed the outer world is often a mirror of our inner one. If you find yourself repeating patterns of waiting, chasing, or feeling abandoned, it may be a sign. There's still a part of you seeking love through external validation. Until that wound becomes conscious, the pattern will repeat, with different faces but the same lesson. But when you finally see the wound, when you stop chasing and start choosing yourself, the cycle breaks. You begin vibrating on a different frequency. You attract a love that is rooted in truth, not need. So if someone thinks of you but stays silent, don't see it as a failure. See it as a sacred opening, a chance to evolve. Their absence might not be here to hurt you, but to help you remember who you are, even when no one else is watching. Because the most stable, liberating love, the one that transforms your entire emotional life, comes not from others. It comes from you. From choosing yourself again and again, without condition, without shame. And when that happens, you no longer beg to be seen. You already see yourself. You no longer hope to be chosen. You have already chosen your path. And from that place, you don't attract love that wounds. You attract love that reflects.